Hi, welcome to Rev Sports. As we all know, India versus New Zealand Test series is about to start. We've got Shubhanda and Atroda in Bangalore at the moment. They've just attended the press conference. Niyashish is also part of this live, but we'll go to the two men on the ground at the moment. Shubhanda, Atroda, what were some of the key takeaways from this press conference so we can just quickly discuss in detail and give our viewers the update as well?
I will start with something other than the press conference. As
Okay,
you said,
sure.
the India New Zealand Test series starts tomorrow. But there is a big
Yes.
question mark over that, whether it will start tomorrow. Because it's been raining quite heavily in Bangalore for the last 48 hours. And it's been no different this morning. In fact, the teams couldn't practice. They had to cancel their practice sessions. And the forecast is also not very bright. So the
Hmm.
series on paper starts tomorrow. But whether the match starts tomorrow, we'll have to wait and see. Subhayan.
Yeah.
And coming to some of the key takeaways, I think the biggest takeaway has to be Rohit Sharma confirming that Shami had suffered a setback during his rehabilitation at the NCA. He did confirm that there was swelling in his knee, and that is why he had to start from the scratch again. And he's still unsure. He's still unsure whether Shami will be part of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the India's tour of Australia. He's keeping his fingers crossed, is what he said. But given the tone in his voice about Shami, I think we are going to miss an experienced bowler at least for a couple of if not more. And it is going to be a huge blow for Shami because Rohit did mention we Atloda and I were discussing the same thing last evening also at our hotel that Shami play straight away in the BGT without playing any sort of matches for Bengal or for India A or for intra-sport matches also. But Atloda had did say that he has to play some sort of cricket because of the kind of gap
Yes.
there has been in his game, and that is what Rohit Sharma did assert today. That Shami has not played any sort of cricket in the past 12 months, and it would be ideal if he can play at least a couple of matches for his state side or for India A or in the interest before we can take a call on whether Shami is undercooked or not. If he is undercooked, though it did say that if Shami is undercooked, then it would not be fair to take him to the Australia tour. So we can get a sense that there's Mohammed Shami is a huge doubt for the India's tour of Australia starting November.
Definitely. Sneshish, I'll come to you here. Mohammad Shami, a lot of expectations were on him. We were expecting him to play definitely a key bowler in this Indian team. And with this news coming at the moment, it's a bit of a bummer. Obviously, Shami, with the experience that he has, with the bowling abilities, would have been a handful in Australian conditions as well. To talk about that, and also for the fans tomorrow, Sneshish, if it rains, they're going to be quite disappointed. We saw that in the Bangladesh series as well. The first 3 days had been rained out, and a lot of fans are disappointed. So talk about both of these two aspects, and then we'll continue on.
Yes, I think I will talk about the rain thing first. That for fans, it will be very disappointing if the match doesn't, start from tomorrow because New Zealand are here and there's a quite a strong opponent compared to Bangladesh. With all due respect, so I think ahead of the Australia series against New Zealand, this series will be a huge one as a preparation for Team India. So I think fans will want that no rain should come and India should get all the opportunities they can have so that all your batters can get an opportunity, all your bowlers can get an opportunity against top batters of New Zealand. So I think we can all hope that no rain can prevent the match from starting tomorrow onwards. So let's see what can happen. And from Shami's perspective, I think it's going to be a huge loss if finally Shami is not going to be a part of the BGT squad. So because he has the experience, we all know that the team management, the fans, you all know how important player he is, his pay as a bowler, and I think as a leader of that bowling unit also. You have Jasprit Bumrah, but along with him, as
Yeah.
Mohammad Shami, as a leader of that bowling unit, with all his experience, I think it will going to be a huge loss for Team India. But as Shubhanda mentioned, that if a player is injured, you cannot force him to, you cannot hurry with him. I think
Absolutely.
it will affect him in a long term. So you don't want to affect a player like Shami in a long term with an injury. So I think it will be better that if he should be fully fit before considering a return in cricket. So hopefully I think he's trying his best, and that NC management also will try their best to make him available for the BGT series. But let's see what happens. But as of now, as things stand, personally, I also think that Shami will be very doubtful for the BGT series.
Yeah. Atruta, I'll come to you. I think one of the key takeaways is also whether this team will continue to play attacking cricket. Rohit Sharma had mentioned, depending on the conditions, we will continue to play attacking cricket. What's your outlook on that? Do you believe that this Indian side will continue to play the same way they played against Bangladesh with that same attacking intent?
Well, if you are asking me whether they are going to score 280 or in 35 overs, I would say no. That was a very extraordinary situation. That is why they had to go for that, and they pulled it off. But the thing is that the kind of vibes we are getting from the performance of this team is they're always trying to stay positive and they are trying to play aggressive cricket. They are trying to put the opposition under pressure and they are trying to make things happen instead of being reactive. They are proactive more than being reactive. So I think that template is not going to change. But obviously, Test cricket, depending on the situation, depending on the circumstances, depending on the weather, depending on the game situation, you have to adapt. You have to adapt. I mean, if need be, you have to change your approach. You have to change your strategy. There has to be
Yes.
plan A, plan B, plan C. So, taking all those factors into account, I do not expect the Indian team to come out all guns blazing right from the start. They did that in Kanpur against Bangladesh because they needed that win with the WTC
Yes.
equation in their mind. So they had to go for win and then they pulled it off. It doesn't mean that they will do it all the time. It's not prudent also. But what
Yeah.
to answer your question, I do expect them to remain positive
Absolutely.
and aggressive.
Absolutely.
And
Shubhanda,
Rohit did say that
yes.
we will always go to win matches and all the templates and all it all depends on how many sessions we are missing, what's the current condition of the match and then they will take a call on how to play what sort of approach they do. But right now there's nothing predetermined whether they are going to play attacking cricket or defensive cricket.
Exactly.
Yes. Shubhanda, any update on the team combination? I think it was again mentioned that it will be decided tomorrow, but what do you
No team,
think,
no team gives you, no team gives you team combination 2 days apart from England or Australia.
Yeah.
Some cases Indian team definitely don't.
Indians have also at times they have done that.
Do you expect any
Very
changes?
rarely, uh, sorry,
Do you expect any changes from the
I didn't get you.
Bangladesh side? Yeah. Can you hear me?
The team combination to a large extent will depend on the conditions. If it keeps raining, if it's damp and it's moist and all that, then obviously the selection of the bowling options that may change. I mean, if they had some specific plans, the weather conditions might force a change in those plans. So it's a little difficult to say. I mean, that what kind of bowling combination Indians will choose. Batters, as far as batting is concerned, I mean, it's more or less settled, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we'll see the same playing 11 we saw in the Kanpur test: 3 pacers, 2 spinners. Given the forecast
Yeah.
around it,
Yeah.
it's a bit chilly in the morning. Also, you win the toss, you opt to bowl first. You try to get your pacers into the game early in the morning in those in that chilly condition. So the pacers will be quite a handful, especially given the moist and the rain around.
Yes. Yes. Neshish, are you expecting any changes or do you think they'll stick to the same side? You're on mute,
You're on
Neshish.
mute.
You're on
Sorry.
mute.
Yeah. I kind of agree with both Shubhayan and Attoda that we might see the same playing 11 of the Kanpur test, but as Attoda mentioned, that the weather conditions might force making some changes, especially in the bowling unit. The batting, it is like I think will see the same batting lineup, but from bowling perspective, I think the weather might force you to make some changes. So let's see, as Rohit Sharma mentioned in the press conference also, that according to the conditions and the forecast, we'll decide on we'll decide in the morning and then we'll name our playing 11 for the match.
Yeah, yes. And Shubhanda, I think Yashasvi Jaiswal was also mentioned that he's a real talent. So obviously a lot of expectations will be on him. Would you like to speak a bit on that?
Of course, he was. Rohit was asked how have you seen Yashasvi grown in international circuit, and he did mention that you need to give time to youngsters. That's a typical answer that you will get from all the captains. They will never throw someone under the bus or praise someone lavishly. So Rohit did say about Yashasvi that you need to give him time. Whatever he has done so far in his career, he has not put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
He has come through the ranks. He has scored runs in age group cricket. He has scored runs in Ranji Trophy, Irani Cup, Tulip Trophy, and that is why he's playing international cricket. Going forward, when he becomes a senior member in the team, it will depend on Yashasvi himself, how he carries himself, whether he gets distracted with all the fame and money and whatever Indian cricket and the hype brings around. It will depend on how Yashasvi carries himself. But again, he said he's a real talent and has all the ingredients to be a very big player for India in the coming future. So now, and the same goes with Nitish Reddy also. He was asked about
Yes.
Nitish Reddy. He's in the traveling reserve. How do you see him? And he did say that if there's a real talent, real promising talent coming through the ranks, then sometimes you need to speed up the process of having them in the playing 11, having them in the squad, and that is what is happening with Yashasvi Jaiswal. He is also 21, 22. Nitish Reddy is also 21. So these are some of the youngsters. Mayank Yadav, we was a bit concerned around Mayank Yadav's injury history, but these are the talents. Harshit Rana is there. These are the talents that India are investing and have started to invest from a very early stage in their careers, in their respective careers. So you are going to see a lot more of them. If they carry themselves pretty well, then you are going to see a lot more of Harshit Rana, a lot more of Mayank Yadav,
Yes.
a lot more of Ritesh Reddy, a lot more of Yashasvi Jaiswal in the coming years for the Indian.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Aturoda, the form that he keeps to be very important, not only in this series but also the series against Australia. So this New Zealand series will be a good training ground for someone like Jaiswal as well. Would you agree?
Yeah, completely. Because so far, what we have seen of Jaiswal, I mean, he has not played too many tests, and he has hardly missed any opportunity to score runs. To score two double centuries in a series is something really big for a 20, he was 22, under 22 at that point in time. So of course, I mean, he has definitely tasted a lot of success so far, but I mean, this shows his hunger
Right.
to get runs and to capitalize on the stuff. So this I have not seen in a long time in any Indian player. As far as batting goes, I have not seen this kind of application and appetite for runs from a youngster. I haven't seen this in a very long time. That's number one. Number two is
Hmm. Hmm.
um, like if it has happened to almost every player in the world in any sport, his bad time will also come.
Yeah.
There will be a time when he will not get
Yes.
runs. I mean, the shot that he is timing fluently now may not remain as fluent. I mean, say in coming days. So that phase will come. How he handles that phase is very crucial. And as far as Australia tour
Yeah.
and Jaiswal is concerned, I think the conditions in Australia should favor his kind of batting. I mean, if the ball in Australia pitches are known to provide even bounce. The ball comes onto the bat. So for a
Hmm.
batsman, that's very enjoyable prospect.
Hmm.
If they negotiate the bounce, I mean it will be higher than in India, of course. I have no doubt about that. But if they negotiate that, the stroke players will enjoy themselves out there. I mean, if you remember VVS Lakshman, I mean, why
Absolutely.
did he enjoy so much success in
Yeah.
Australia? Because he enjoyed the ball coming onto the bat. He has said this repeatedly. So I anticipate something similar happening in case of Yaswal. But as I said, that he will have to be prepared for the bad time. And the team will have to rally around him. The captain, the coach, they have to be with him to help him cope with those
Hmm.
adversities when they come. They have not come yet.
I think we need to find a shade. It's
Absolutely.
raining pretty
Absolutely.
heavily.
We needed a few raincoats
Yes.
actually.
We need a few raincoats or an umbrella. So if allowed, can we leave? Because we have given all the updates from the press conference. Indian team is not training right now. You can ask Snehashish about the Women's World Cup campaign. It has been a disaster. What a start for Snehashish. His first tour and India are out in the group stage.
So from
Sneshish, how are you
Bangalore,
feeling
we
about
would,
that?
I don't want to comment on this.
If something similar
Oh
happened to me
God.
as
But
well.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, these
Then
things
okay.
happen.
I can't
These things
relate.
happen.
I
These things
can't
happen.
relate. It's not the same for me.
See, I mean, sports is about
Yes.
ups and downs. So things happen. I mean, it depends. It depends on how you tackle the down.
Yeah.
Up,
Yes.
when you're up, there are a lot of people around you. When you're down,
Yes.
there are not many. So it's very important how you handle the down. And as far as Bangalore update is
Absolutely.
concerned, we are all
Looking at eyes of the sky.
looking at the
Still
sky.
waiting.
So all eyes are on the sky,
That's the
and the
way.
sky is not Surya Kumar Yadav. So probably that's it from Bangalore because it's becoming very difficult to be here. I mean,
We'll get all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Got cold.
For sure.
So
Sure. Thank you both for joining. Yes, we can end the live. Thank you both for joining. Thank you, Sneshish, as well. Big test match time tomorrow, so we'll stay tuned and we'll continue on tomorrow with the conversation. Thank you all and stay tuned to our sports.